Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrizia, I'm a stationery designer and calligrapher based in Switzerland, and on my channel I'm going to show you creative projects that are fun and easy to make at home, but of course also essentials for calligraphy, and I'm going to show you custom orders I receive over my website with my business Geistreich. In today's video I'm going to show you even more essential calligraphy basic strokes. Last time I showed you the 2 basic strokes we need for modern calligraphy, but now I'm gonna add more basic strokes because we need more to create all the letters of the ABC. So let's get started. As last time, I show you everything with my Olic pen. So if you have one, just grab your pen and your nib and your ink and paper. If you don't have one, we'll try the shapes, the strokes also with the pencil, so you can just follow along. Also, remember to take a pencil that is, how do I say it? As smooth, like a 3B, not a hard one, okay? Just take one that is a little bit smoother, and it's easier because you can see the pressure more if you're using a softer pencil than a hard one. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, so let's get started. I'm so excited to show you the new basic strokes, and let's do this. Also, I hope you don't mind my painting over here. My atelier is unfortunately too small and a little bit too crowded to have it elsewhere. I'm learning something new. Maybe I'll show you in I don't know, in a few months, but for now, just don't mind my painting. First of all, if we're starting to learn modern calligraphy, it's always useful to have like a help guidance to put underneath your paper, because otherwise, especially in the beginning stage, it's so hard to learn the letters if you don't know the anatomy. So these help guidelines guide you perfectly in writing the letters. If you don't have a printer at home and cannot print this help sheet I made for you for free, you can download it in the link below. If you don't have a printer at home where you could just use mine, you can also just get yourself a dot grid notepad, put it under it. It's still better than nothing. So let's get started. The 2 strokes we learned last time were the upstroke and the downstroke. And today we're gonna learn this one, these 2, and these 2. So we start with this one here. This one is called the compound curve. It's a beautiful flowing stroke that you'll use a lot when forming letters like M or N. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so first we start with the upstroke, carefully going into the downstroke and upstroke again. Again, the upstroke, carefully going to the downstroke, and the upstroke again. Now, if you go upwards, always think that you start the pressure here and going down and lifting up the pressure for the hairline. Okay, so no pressure at all, and your pressure comes here. Take away here and upstroke. I'm gonna tell you once more. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure going into the curve. No pressure, pressure, no pressure. pressure going into the graph, pressure, no pressure. This is the hard part with this compound curve. If it looks somewhat like this, you are using way too much pressure. Also, you can just write it a little further apart and going up. Okay. If you have trouble with writing this here, try maybe first this one, and then add the upstroke. Like pressure, no pressure. No pressure, pressure, no pressure. And then add the whole stroke to it. I hope it helps. Then the second one, the next two strokes we're gonna learn are the over and the under turn. These two strokes we're using also for letters like M and V, also Y. It's a lot of letters start actually with these two forms. So I'm gonna start with the overturn. As we had here before, it's actually simpler as the compound curve because it's not going up again. We'll start here with the light upstroke and downstroke, up and down, the upstroke and the downstroke, the upstroke and downstroke. Here, be careful, it's the transmission from the up to the downstroke that is hard, especially for beginners to learn. Maybe it's a little shaky here. Then you could learn some more hairlines. It probably helps. Then what also could be a problem is, again, the downstroke, then maybe you don't know where to start. If it looks like this or this, just take away your pressure and be consistent with your pressure. So again, up, 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 and downstroke. Now the next one is the underturn. This time we start with the downstroke, so a lot of pressure, and the upstroke, no pressure. Pressure, no pressure. Be careful with this transmission too, because if you're using too much pressure from the downstroke into the upstroke, you could damage the paper or damage your nib if you use too much pressure for the upstroke. Always remember the upstroke is with no pressure at all, so keep that in mind, and also in your hand. We don't want to damage your nib or your paper, or maybe you get ink stained everywhere when this would happen if you would use too much pressure for the upstroke. So no pressure at all for the upstroke. Again, downstroke, pressure, and light, no pressure for the upstroke. Downstroke and the upstroke. Downstroke and the upstroke. Downstroke and the upstroke. The next stroke we'll learn is actually a form. It's an oval. And you can probably see where I started here. I started here on the right side, going over with an upstroke to the left side, and now we're having a lot of pressure, or a little bit of pressure, and no pressure at all. Okay, so we start here, going counterclockwise into the oval with the downstroke, and coming around with no pressure and an upstroke here. Now, these oval we're using for a lot of letters like A, D, G, P, and yeah, it's quite an important form, I'd say. Okay, remember, it's an oval. It's more like an egg-shaped than it is a circle or a potato. Always think of egg, because eggs are oval. Okay, so going up and coming around, up with very light pressure, now pressure and light pressure back here. Now, why are we starting here on the right side? It's simple, because we can just cover our mess with this pretty stroke, and then you have an A. Actually, it's not a pretty A, don't get me wrong, but just for you to show. So again, we start here. With the oval, no pressure, pressure, no pressure. The last stroke, I don't know what this is called. This one, I really don't know how this is called in English, but this one starts, of course, from the top. So we start with no pressure, and then we'll go to pressure and no pressure. Pressure, no pressure. No, yes, no. No, yes, no. And you see, it's so much tender and so much more smooth. If we have this little curved starting here instead of the normal downstroke, it really helps to make more beautiful letters if you know how to do this one. Okay, no stroke and no stroke, sorry, and no pressure, and pressure and no pressure. And you see this. Now once again I'm gonna exaggerate how this form looks, so it's actually a very flat S. You just have to flatten it very much. Okay, now you know all the basic strokes. Now let's put it all together and write the letters to it, okay? So we start with the compound curve again. That was this one. And we use it for letters like the N, the M, but in modern calligraphy, we're often using it, or I often use it like that. Then the next stroke was the overturn. Something here also for the N or the M, and then the underturn. It's used for the U, for example, or the V. Then we have the oval, which is used for the A. Sorry, don't mind that one. For the A or the T, or And then the last one, I'm gonna name it enhanced, the enhanced downstroke. I use this one for capital letters like the T. Maybe if we have more space here. Too much pressure. Or the F. Or, you know, also the B. Well, that's it with my Altic pen. You know, you can also do these forms with your pencil if you don't have the pen. Just use a softer pencil than I have, and then you can see the difference very good. Yes, and that's it. Now you learned 5 more additional basic strokes in modern calligraphy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today, including the last video for the 2 basic strokes. I'm gonna add it here somewhere, if you didn't have the chance to do it already. I hope with these strokes you are now able to do the whole alphabet for modern calligraphy. In fact, I'm sure you could. It just takes a little practice and effort from your side and a little bit patience with yourself, but I'm sure you're gonna handle it if you take the time and effort to put into these basic strokes. I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up and stick around to my channel if you want to have more creative projects and calligraphy essentials and custom orders and we see us next Sunday. If you want to just relax and sit back and watch me how I write a whole custom order with envelopes and assembling everything, you could check out this video because I'm gonna show you there how I made these beautiful birth announcement cards. Thank you, bye!